14-1 Pearland Oilers facing the 15-0 Allen Eagles in the Class 5A Division I championship game here at AT&T Cowboy Stadium in Arlington. Now, folks that don't know much about Pearland, I can tell you they beat Euless Trinity back in 2010 when they were a similar underdog in that game as they are today against the Allen Eagles. The Pearland Oilers weren't the odds-on favorites to reach the Class 5A state championship game, but narrow victories over Lamar, Cy-Fair, and San Antonio Madison propelled the Oilers into a Division I matchup with the defending champion Allen Eagles. 54,347 people were at AT&T Cowboy Stadium, which eclipsed the previous record of just under 50,000 fans set in 1977 when Plano defeated Port Neches Groves in the 4A state final, which was the largest classification at the time.
Texas football. I mean, you sat there in the atmosphere. It was enlightening. I mean, it was exciting. It was big time.
It's the kind of stuff you dream about as a kid, you know, playing on the big stage for a state championship in high school. You know, it's just a blessing that all of our fans are going to travel with us, and we know they're going to be there no matter where we play.
The huge crowd didn't seem to bother either team, especially Pearland, who took the opening kickoff and drove 81 yards in 12 plays with a strong ground game led by Jacoby Butler in the backfield. Plus, Oilers quarterback Connor Heath looked great through the air as he mixed in some short passes, including this 3rd and 8 completion and a beautiful 12-yard TD pass to Carter Jefferson, and it was 7-0 Pearland just 4:37 into the game. Allen answered right back as Jalen Barlow capped off a 4-play, 64-yard drive with this 6-yard touchdown burst on the ground, 7-all. Next Eagles possession, and Kyler Murray shows us why he's one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks in the nation. Watch the junior go. The son of former Texas A&M QB Kevin Murray is so elusive. Murray with a great run inside the Oiler 10-yard line. Allen facing a 3rd and goal from the 1, but Murray has the ball stripped out of his hands by senior Justin Phillips, who is headed the other way, 84 yards down the sideline before being tackled at the 13-yard line of the Eagles.
Oh, well, we knew it was a situation where we had to make a stop. The way he plays, I seen the way he carries the ball, so I knew if I went after it, I could probably end up getting it. And it just so happened that I ended up pulling it out with some help from my teammates. But, you know, at that moment, we knew we had to get a stop, and it worked out in our advantage.
In a game like this, you try to find spots to gain that momentum, and it makes it tough. But the defense gave us opportunities with momentum. I mean, like with Justin, his fumble, he pulled that ball out and went down, and you know, the momentum carried us that way.
Pearland took advantage of the turnover as Zachary Bogler scored from a yard out on a direct snap to give the Oilers a 14-7 lead with 1:47 remaining in the first quarter. But hold everything, Chad Adams took the ensuing kickoff, broke to the outside, and goes 82 yards down the sidelines.
Chad Adams brings it out, 40, 30, 20.
A leap of faith is rewarded as he reaches the football just inside the pylon across the goal line, 14-14 after 1 quarter. Allen got the ball back in the second quarter, and Murray makes it look easy, connecting with receiver Jalen Guyton across the middle of the end zone, 21-14 Eagles, with 11:17 remaining until halftime. Murray showing his elusiveness again. Watch as number 1 picks up some nice yardage for a first down deep inside Pearland territory.
Oh, he's a great athlete. He was fast, he's quick, and he has a nice arm. He's a dual threat quarterback, so having 2 things to stop is pretty hard. And I mean, he's a nice quarterback, so it was a multiple things that we had to adjust to.
Then Kyler would connect with one of his favorite targets as receiver Cole Carter hauls it in and races into the end zone for a 28-14 lead for Allen with 8:46 remaining in the second quarter. The Eagles' offensive line was the story throughout this game. Check out the time for Murray, who finds Carter open again, and he picks up some nice yardage inside the 10-yard line. That would set up a Jalen Barlow TD run, and just like that, the Eagles were up 35-14 with 4:32 remaining in the second quarter. Pearland head coach Tony Heath and his staff were trying to keep their players focused on the task at hand. It was obvious Allen's offense was clicking, and Pearland needed to force more turnovers, and they get one here as Connor Cheitster picks off this Murray pass. That would put the Oilers in business. Jacoby Butler with some good yardage inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. Then check out the jump pass from Heath to Hayden Cole for 6 just before the half. The extra point would cut the Eagles' lead to 14 at 35-21 heading into the locker room, and that was a manageable score for not only the Oilers faithful, but the Pearland coaching staff and players as well. The key in the second half would be stopping Kyler Murray, and that's easier said than done. Check out number 1 on this play as Murray picks up some nice yardage. Then the Eagles would get their running backs involved as Trent Barrence carries an Oiler for a ride. That would set up a TD pass from Murray to Guyton once again. Bingo! The touchdown and extra point made it 42-21 Allen in the third quarter. Guyton with 236 yards receiving. Allen's defense stiffened up as Connor Heath is sacked on the play, forcing a Pearland punt. But one thing was for sure, the Oilers were not going to give up. Check out the punt by Cody Bernstein as Maomi Oluta can't hang on to the football. There's a mad scramble for it as Jonathan Goff comes up with it. Allen's defense would get the ball right back to the Eagles offense as they buckled down to stop the run. A big loss for Butler on this play. Forced to throw, Pearland quarterback Connor Heath is picked off by Jalen Jones in the end zone. Allen's offense would not be denied on their next possession as Murray lays a soft TD pass to Carter again, 49-21 Allen. The Oilers' defense was just a little too gassed in the fourth quarter as the reverse to Chad Adams puts the nail in the coffin. Watch as number 5 scores for the second time of the day for Allen to go with his punt return. 56-21 Eagles after 3 quarters. Allen's defense stiffened up late as Hayden Cole is brought down for a loss. Kyler Murray added a late touchdown as the Eagles scored on 9 of the first 13 possessions, averaging 12 yards per play without having to punt. The 63-28 victory capped off a perfect 16-0 season for Allen, their first undefeated venture.
We've played 16 games, and I don't know if we've played the perfect game yet, but we got to the end of this one, and we'll take a little bit of a rest. 16 weeks is a long haul.
But it feels great to go out 16-0, as a team and as coaching staff. People don't really see the hours we put in, the work the coaches put in, the blood, sweat, and tears we do every day. It's great to be the first team to Allen go 16-0.
It was a situation that, the momentum game, where you're getting a little momentum and they take it back, and it's kind of like, up and down. And so, I mean, again, I told these kids, right now they're hurting a little bit, but at the end of the day, the hurt's going to go away and the memories are going to stay there for the rest of their life. This is a game, lifetime memories were made today. Unfortunately, they wasn't made, with the gold. It was made with silver, but these are things that kids, that they'll tell their kids, their grandkids, and lifetime experience of playing in front of 54,000. That's pretty special for high school kids.
Every single one of my teammates has a big heart, and I know that they show it every time they step on the field.
In Arlington, Jeff Power, Max Prep Sports, your leader in online high school sports content.